We are going to learn about the so-called Wamalwa Kijana. Wamalwa Kijana is a corrupted word for, say, Wamalwa Junior. He was born on 25th November 1944 at Sosio in Kimilili, Bungoma East. He was born in November, which is a drought month, and anybody who in Luhya who is born in the drought month, if it is a he, then he is called Simiyu. If it is a she is called Nasimiyu. So he was given the name Simiyu. Being a Catholic, he was given two names, Michael and Christopher. So his names were Michael Christopher Simiyu, Ohwa Wamalwa, son of Wamalwa. He became a member of Nyanke group at Chimoi Market in the home of Werunga Wambuya. The same compound that he became, he was inducted into Nyange group, is the same compound that my father earlier, the home of Werunga Wambuya, where my own father Japheth Lando was inducted into Kinyikeu age group. For those, every clan, they have a rotational. So coincidentally, when the Vaengere were going for induction at Werunga Wambuya's home, my father was inducted, and later Wamalwa Kijana was inducted at the same place. He did his secondary education at Strathmore School. Strathmore School is near Mudhangari police station. They later bought land from Kenya prison next to Madaraka Estate and started Strathmore University. But he went to Strathmore School, a Catholic school in the Mudhangari Chiromo area. During his school days, he did an essay. He won a national essay and represented Kenya with the essay at the UN. In 1965, he won a scholarship and went to study in the Commonwealth King's College, London, where he graduated in 1968 with a third-class degree honours. He immediately joined London School of Economics and was called to the bar in 1970. In 1970, he taught at, imagine with a first degree, he was employed at the university in 1970. Nowadays, we have primary school heads with masters and we have secondary school principals with the PhDs. But those days, he has just graduated with 2 bachelors, and here he was an assistant lecturer at the University of Nairobi. While at the University of Nairobi, he swore never to marry until all his father's siblings have completed education. That is after his father's death. So that is why, if you look at Gengi if you look at Muigai Wangengi, Jomo Kenyatta's only sibling, when he was learning at Alliance, they used to write in his the register, they called him Gengi wa Jomo. During those days of Kinangengi, the father of Beth Mugo, up to my time, we used to use one name and then you write your father's name. So you could find a student being written, so and so, son of so and so. or so and so son of so and so. S stroke O or D stroke O. Now the person whom they were calling father used to be the father, or even the sponsor to your school, your guardian. So Eugene was educated by his stepbrother, and that is why those who came to across his report form have come to misunderstand and say maybe Eugene is Wamalwa Kijana's son. No, those days they used to write like James S stroke O, then they write the person who pays the fees. If it is your guardian, then it is written that, just like Ngengi was being written at the son of Jomo. Whereas he was Jomo's, they shared the same mother. Agikoyo maugaga ne anyina omwe. While in the University of Nairobi, he wrote so many researches. If you go to many universities worldwide, you'll find that research that is quoted on marine laws international, it is what he did. In 1974, he tried to contest the Kitale seat against Wafula Wabuke. Don't confuse Wafula Wabuke with Wafula Buke. Wafula Buke is around my age, but Wafula Wabuke is the age of my father. They are just almost namesakes. And you know, he was a Cessna licensed pilot, so he would hire a Cessna. As he flies over his constituency, he would throw placards, and Wafula Wabuke would tell people that that he who is up there with the birds, let the birds vote for him, but we who are down here, let us vote for each other. He lost that terribly. He then became a follower of Henry Pius Masinde Muliro. Masinde Muliro groomed him, and he became the MP in 1979. But you'll remember the crackdown of Moi, when he was cracking down people who were not completely loyal to him. Masinde Muliro was one of them. And in KANU days, I'm talking of KANU days, not Moi days, when you are marked, all those around you would be marked. So he was marked, and he was expelled from KANU. And then that is when multi-party came, he followed his political godfather, Henry Pius Masinde Muliro, into Ford. And when Ford was divided into two, Henry Pius Masinde Muliro wanted them to come together, but leaned towards the Ford Kenya. By then, Wamalwa Kijana was just one of the members, and Masinde Muliro was the first vice chairman, whereby Paul Mwite was the second vice chairman. It so happened that Paul Mwite had that incident of 20 or 2 million with the Patni, and you can see that one I've already recorded. So when Masinde Muliro died at the airport, and I've already said how he died, the second vice chairman, who was Paul Mwite, was made the first vice chairman. And then it was decided that as an appreciation to Masinde Muliro's spirit, they wanted to appoint a Bukusu person to be the second vice chairman. So there was a contest between him and George Captain, and he won and was made the second vice chairman. And that one even made their relationship not be good until the last day, when Wamalwa Kijana felt that it is not good for brothers to be not on good terms. So he went and saw George Captain and told him that we are brothers, let us forgive each other. And when they forgave each other, George Captain died almost immediately. But according to lawyer interpretation, because lawyer, you never die, you are killed, say he went there to you can jazia yourself. Now, he was the second vice chairman, and Paul Mwite was the first vice chairman. Then Paul Mwite was given 20 million to give it to Ford Kenya. But he was clever. Instead of taking to the bank account of Ford Kenya 20 million, he took there 2 million. And I've already recorded that when Jaramogi discovered that Paul Patni, Kamlesh Patni, whom he was against, is the very same one who had given him money, he said that the money should be returned. That is when it was discovered that Patni had given 20 million, but Paul Mwite had taken there 2 million. So with that shame, Paul Mwite had to move out, and Wamalwa Kijana became the first vice chairman. When he became the first vice chairman, Mzee Jaramogi Oginga Odinga died a natural death in February 1994. So you see, this is somebody na Mungu wake. He rose from just a member to second vice chairman to first vice chairman. Now he was the chairman. But they had a problem with Raila. You can recall what happened in Thika Stadium. Then from there, we fast forward to 1997, when Mwai Kibaki was, because Mwai Kibaki had most MPs, was the official leader of the opposition. Mwai Kibaki and Charity Ngilu and Wamalwa Kijana started off meeting for tea in Norfolk Hotel. Used to meet and meet and meet, and that is what, under the bridge. Later on, Raila led a lot of people from KANU into the opposition. Raila went and he wanted to be the vice president to Mwai Kibaki. Mwai Kibaki told him, ukitaka hiyo, chukua hata president. There was a behind the curtain struggle, but Charity Ngilu, being a lady, you know, women avoid arguments. So being a lady, she said, okay, you can take the prime minister, which was meant for me, and an MOU was written. So after that, Kibaki took over and made Wamalwa Kijana his vice president without portfolio. Kibaki's intention was to make the vice president be above the cabinet. But Gumo went there and incited Luyas by saying the meat is in the ministry. Being, you can see, Kibaki was the vice president and minister for finance. So being given a ceremonial post without a ministry, so Luyas pushed, and Wamalwa Kijana was given the Ministry of Home Affairs. Something very hard was done. Mwai Kibaki allowed Wamalwa Kijana to conduct a military passing out parade. It has never happened, it only happened once, and that is why I placed that as the prominent picture. Wamalwa Kijana went and conducted the ceremonial Land Rover, which is written, whose number plate is C in C. The number plate was covered by canvas, so that Wamalwa Kijana did the parade on a Land Rover without number plates, or if you can, it is with number plates that were. I've told you that Wamalwa Senior and my father were first cousins, because my father, being my grandmother's last born, he was allowed to undergo the Baengere traditional, which is called Holicha. So according to Kibukusu, my father is a Mwengere, but I am not. My father was allowed to attend all other traditional of the Waengeres, but I am not allowed. But his mother, I've forgotten the clan of his mother. His mother and Mohisa Kitui's father were a brother and sister. And Mohisa, you know, Bukusus had three chiefs. Mohisa Kitui's grandfather was one of the paramount chief. Then there was a paramount chief also, Sudi, the father, Sudi Namachanja, the father to Cardinal Tunga. And there was a third one whom I'm forgetting. And now we call it Mohisa Kitui's grandfather, but you see, it is also Wamalwa's grandfather because of the mother's side. When he was about to die, he called the two boys when they were very young, Mohisa and Wamalwa. Mohisa is the son of a son, and Wamalwa Kijana is the son of a daughter. And he blessed them according to Bukusu tradition by saying, Muruke you yani so high, ruled the whole world. And yes, Mohisa Kitui ended up as the Secretary General of a UN company. And apart from being the Vice President, even Wamalwa Kijana died when he had a UN job. So I'm related to Wamalwa Kijana on the Vaengere. But the rains that he gets from his mother's side. He gets it from Mohisa Kitui's lineage. That is how it is. My Vaengere people are useless. I can tell you. Hata unaona Eugene. Vaengere are only good in the traditional thing. Like when we are having the youth being installed in a generation, or even when you have occasions and you don't want rain, they can make a rain pass on that day so that it does. I want to say that he was somebody who used to do things slow and meticulously, and he could get it. The cause of death, it was HIV related, and you see when they took over, he was sick, and the president was sick because of the Machakos accident. The Machakos accident was a normal road accident. It was not stage planned. That was a normal road accident. Take it from me. But you see, they were both sick, and because he was the junior person, he said, "Let me run the country," and told the president to rest. To rest. That was very bold of him. If the president would not have had that accident, he would have gone on what we call HIV treatment. HIV treatment more, but you see, somebody had to run the government, and the other one had to be, and he offered the president. And Kibaki really liked him. There is no president up to this very moment. There is no president who had loved and who had given authority to his deputy the way Kibaki gave to Wamalwa Kijana. Imagine the passing out of the military. And even when Wamalwa Kijana was buried, he was buried full military honors. The people who carried his coffin were people of the rank of major in the army, commanding officer. And you can see how that was. And lastly, I can just repeat to say, Wamalwa Kijana and Eugene are my second cousins. My interpretation of a second cousin is their father and my father were first cousins. So we are children of first cousins. Enjoy the taping.